You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, July the 18th, 2020. AL East baseball between the Rays and the Orioles got heavily beaten in this one, 12-0. The final score, the Orioles got shut out on 5 hits. Charlie Morton got the win, and Alex Cobb got the loss. The Indians and Blue Jays played each other, and the Blue Jays won by 6 runs, 10-4. The final score of this game, the Blue Jays started scoring early, and the Indians showed some promise to have a good offensive day after responding with a 1-run second inning, but the Blue Jays just kept piling on runs faster than the Indians could catch up, and the Blue Jays ended up winning by 6 runs, 10-4 the final. Chase Anderson got the win, and Carlos Carrasco got the loss. The White Sox and Tigers played each other in an AL Central matchup. Final score of this game, 7-3. The Tigers came out on top. Daniel Norris got the win, Dallas Keuchel got the loss, and Joe Jimenez now has 25 saves this season. The Twins and Rangers played each other. The Twins came out on top. 9-3 was the final score of this game. The Twins started their day with a 4-run top of the first inning, which ended up being enough as it is. They tacked on 3 more in the top of the 6th inning and 2 in the top of the 9th inning to score 9 total. The Rangers scored once in the 3rd, once in the 6th, and once in the 7th, and they fell short by 6. Kenta Maeda got the win, his 12th of the year. He's still undefeated on the mound, and Mike Minor now 6-6 after getting the losing decision. AL West baseball between the Astros and the Athletics. The Astros the number 2 team in the AL West, the Athletics the number 1 team, and the A's came out on top by a 4-1 final score. Mike Fiers got the win against one of his former teams, and Zach Greinke got just his 3rd loss in this one. He's now 10-3. The Red Sox beat the Royals 8-3, the final score of this game. There was some relatively early offense. The teams were going back and forth. The Red Sox put up 4 after 4 innings. The Royals put up 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning to make it a 2-run game. Then the Red Sox scored 1 in the top of the 5th inning to make it a 3-run game. The Royals scored 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning to cut it to a 2-run deficit, but then the Red Sox scored 3 in the top of the 9th inning, and that was the final score. The Royals didn't score in the bottom of the 9th inning, 8-3 the final. The Red Sox got 8 runs on 15 hits. The Royals got 3 runs on 5 hits. Nathan Eovaldi got the win, Mike Montgomery got the loss, and Matt Barnes now has 2 saves this season. Interleague play between the Mariners and the Mets saw the Mets win by a 5-1 final score, though each team got 7 hits in this game. The Mets scored right in the 1st inning, and they periodically scored throughout this game. The Mariners got their only run late. They had a 1-run top of the 8th inning. Marcus Stroman got the win, and Taijuan Walker got the loss. This was an offensive game for the ages. Interleague play between the Angels and the Phillies saw a 20-17 final score. The Phillies put up 9 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that gave them 13 runs total up to that point. Meanwhile, the Angels put up 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th, which gave them 7. They were still down by a large margin, though, but look at the ending innings, the last 3 innings of this game. The Angels, 1 run in the 7th, 7 runs in the 8th. The Phillies scored 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Then the Angels scored 5 runs in the top of the 9th. The Phillies responded, too, with 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, but they couldn't come all the way back. This was a 3-run game after all, but 20-17 the final score. The Angels, 20 runs on 19 hits. They scored more runs than they got hits. 20 runs on 19 hits. They committed 2 errors as a team. The Phillies, 17 runs on 17 hits. No errors committed. Keenan Middleton got the win. Adam Morgan got the loss. And Hansel Robles now at 29 saves this season. NL Central matchup between the Reds and the Cubs saw the Cubs win by a 2-0 final score. Neither team scored up until that bottom of the 8th inning when the Cubs put up 2 to take the lead, and then Craig Kimbrell locked down the save in the top of the 9th inning to give the Cubs the win. Ryan Tepera got the win, and Jesse Biddle got the loss. The Marlins and Diamondbacks played each other, and the Diamondbacks won handily, 9-2 the final score of this game. The Marlins got their only 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. They scored first, but then the Diamondbacks responded quickly, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd to take the lead. They also put up 3 in the 6th and the 7th as well to give themselves 9 total runs, and they ended up winning this game by 7. Robbie Ray got the win, and Caleb Smith got the loss. Yankees and Cardinals played each other. 7-1 the final score of this game. The Cardinals scored their only run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Meanwhile, the Yankees got their offense going from the get-go. They got 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning and 2 runs in the top of the 2nd. They also tacked on a couple more one in the 5th and one in the 6th. Masahiro Tanaka got the win, and Miles Michaelis got the loss. The Nationals and Pirates played each other, and the Nats won by a 5-1 final score. The Pirates scored first in this game. They got a run in the bottom of the first, but that didn't stop the Nationals from making a comeback, and they scored late in the game as well to give themselves a 4-run padding, which they didn't give up because the Pirates didn't score after that first inning. Max Scherzer now 6-8. Joe Musgrove 3-11 after getting the losing decision, and Ronis Elias now has 3 saves this season. The Braves and Rockies played each other 12-3. The final score of this game. The Braves came out on top. They had the lead throughout most of this game, but they really added some extra padding in the late innings. They got 2 runs in the top of the 8th, and then they put up a 6-run top of the 9th inning to win by 9 runs. Mike Fultonavich got the win, John Gray got the loss, and Shane Green has 1 save now this season. NL West baseball between the Giants and the Dodgers saw the Giants win this one. 7-5 the final score, and the big reason why the Giants won was because they put up 6 runs in the top of the first inning, which was enough to win on its own. But they also put up a run in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, the Dodgers were limited on their offense, though they scored a decent amount. The Giants just scored more early and were able to sustain a lead. Derek Rodriguez got the win, Julio Urias got the loss, and Tony Watson is now at 22 saves this season. Close game here between the Brewers and the Padres. 4-3 was the final score of this game. The Brewers got 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning to take the lead. The Padres responded with a 1-run bottom of the 7th inning, and then a big hero in the bottom of the 8th. Manny Machado with 2 outs hit a 3-run home run to give the Padres the lead, and then the Padres' elite closer Kirby Yates locked down the save, his 33rd of the season. The Padres have now won 2 in a row against the Brewers. Matt Strahm got the win out of the bullpen, and Josh Hader gave up the 3-run home run to Manny Machado. He got hit with the loss in this one. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees are 58-39. They're still at the top of the division. They beat the Cardinals today. The Blue Jays are 55-44. They beat the Indians today, and since the Yankees won, they're stuck at 4 games back of first place. The Red Sox are 49-49. They won today. They're 9.5 games back. They beat the Royals today. The Rays are 48-51. They're 11 games back. They've won 3 games in a row, and they've beaten the Orioles twice in a row now. And the Orioles have lost twice to the Rays. They're 40-59. They're 19 games back in first place. They've also lost 7 of their last 10 games. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins continue their winning ways. They still have the best record in baseball. 71-29 is their record. They're also on a 5-game winning streak, and they've won 9 of their last 10 games. The White Sox still in second with a 57-41 record. They're 13 games back in first place. The Indians are 54-45, 16.5 games back. The Tigers, 41-58, 29.5 games back. And the Royals have lost 2 games in a row. They've also lost 8 of their last 10 games. They're 33-66, 37.5 games back out of first place. And in the American League West, the Oakland Athletics are 61-38. They beat the Astros today. They're still at the top of the division. The Astros are falling further behind after losing 2 straight to the Athletics. They're 56-41. They're 4 games back. The Angels are still in third. They're 46-52, 14.5 games back. The Rangers have lost 4 games in a row. They're 40-59, 21 games back. And the Mariners are still in last place. They're 37-63, 24.5 games back of the A's for first. And here are the wildcard standings in the AL. The White Sox have the top spot right now with a 57-41 record. They lost today, as did the Astros, so the Astros couldn't gain any ground in the wildcard standings. So they still have a spot. They're 56-41, just a half game back of the White Sox for that top wildcard spot. Then you have the Blue Jays, who are 55-44. They gained a game on both wildcard teams as it stands right now. So they're now 2 games back of the Astros for that second wildcard spot. The Indians fell a game back after losing. They're 54-45. They're 3 games back. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage at or under 500, and everyone is at least 7.5 games back of a wild card spot. In the National League East, the Washington Nationals still leading. They're 57-42, and they're also on a 4-game winning streak. The Marlins are 53-45. They lost today. They're 3.5 games back. The Braves are 53-46. They're 4 games back. They've won 2 games in a row. The Phillies lost today, and the Mets won today. So, the Phillies and the Mets now have a tied 44-54 record. They're each 12.5 games back in first place, and they are each tied for 4th in the NL East. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals still lead. They're 57-42. Still at the top of the division. The Cubs 50 and 48. They're 6.5 games back. They won today, giving them 50 wins now on the season. The Brewers lost their 50th game today. They've also lost 3 in a row. 47 and 50 is their overall record, and they're 9 games back at first. The Reds, 41 and 57, 15.5 games back. They lost today. And the Pirates also lost today. The Pirates are 36 and 62. They're 20.5 games back at first place. And in the National League West, Los Angeles Dodgers have lost 2 games in a row. They're 66 and 33. They still have a monumental lead for the NL West division right now. The Diamondbacks, the next best team, with a 52 and 46 record. 13.5 games back, though, are the Diamondbacks of the Dodgers. The Padres are 52 and 47. They're 14 games back. They've also won 4 games in a row, and they've won 7 of their last 10. The Rockies are 41 and 57. They're 24.5 games back. They lost today. And the Giants are 38 and 60. They've won 2 games in a row against the Dodgers, and they're now 27.5 games back in first place. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. Right now, the Marlins have the top spot with a 53 and 45 record. A half game behind them are the Atlanta Braves, who are 53 and 46. Then you have the Diamondbacks, a half game out of a wildcard spot in general, with a 52 and 46 record. Padres still in contention as well. They're 52 and 47. They're a full game out of a wildcard spot. The Cubs still in contention, 2.5 games back. They're 50 and 48. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 5 games back of a wildcard spot. Let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera still has the best at a .350. Miguel Andujar second best at a .331, and Carlos Santana third best with a .328. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a .349. Jonathan Villar 4 points behind him with a .345, and Christian Yelich third best with a .343. Hits leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera is at 134, Miguel Andujar 3 behind him with 131, and DJ LeMahieu third best with 129. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 142, Marcus Semien the next best with 126, and Paul Goldschmidt third best with 124. At bat leaders in the American League, Jose Abreu up to 400. He leads all AL players. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has 411 at bats, and he's at the top of all NL players. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has the most with 36, Jose Abreu 2 behind him with 34, and Whit Merrifield third best with 30. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has 42, 9 behind him, Christian Yelich with 33, and Trey Turner rounds out the top 3 with 29. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 7, Jose Altuve second best with 6, Whit Merrifield, Adam Eaton, Stephen Piscotty, and Byron Buxton all tied for third best with 5. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 12, Victor Robles and Hunter Pence tied for second best with 7. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton now has 34. He's still at the top of this leaderboard. Chris Davis, Gleyber Torres, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. all tied for second best with 28. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. is up to 36 home runs now. He's still at the top of this leaderboard. Paul Goldschmidt, second best with 34. And Pete Alonso, third best with 29. RBI leaders in the American League, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is at 87. Chris Davis, second best with 85. And Nelson Cruz, third best with 77. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 94. Ronald Acuna Jr. second best with 77. And Freddie Freeman rounds out the top 3 with 74. Run scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most with 74. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most with 84. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi and Malik Smith tied for the top spot at 22, and D. Gordon one behind both of them with 21. In the National League, Trey Turner and Starling Marte lead the NL in stolen bases. Jonathan Villar third best with 26. Walks leaders in the American League, Rhys Hoskins has the most with 64. In the National League, Mookie Betts has the most with 70. On base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a 420, Alex Bregman second best with a 413, and Josh Donaldson third best with a 411. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 449, Christian Yelich the next best with a 444, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with a 425. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Josh Donaldson has the highest at a 631, Max Kepler second best with a 623, and Justin Upton third best with a 617. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest at 741, Paul Goldschmidt the next highest with a 713, and Christian Yelich rounds out the top 3 with a 667. OPS leaders in the American League, Josh Donaldson has the highest at a 1.042, and in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest with a 1.166. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards now, starting with wins leaders in the American League. Kenta Maeda has the most with 12. Hyunjin Ryu, Lucas Giolito, and Jake Odorizzi tied for second best with 11. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the most with 13. Steven Strasburg, one behind him with 12. Jack Flaherty, David Price, and Madison Bumgarner tied for third best with 10. Losses leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda and Chris Bassett have the least amount of losses. They each are undefeated on the mound this year. In the National League, Steven Strasburg and Walker Buehler each have the least amount of losses. They're tied with 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Brad Hand and Liam Hendricks each have 33 saves. Roberto Ozuna third on this list with 30. In the National League, Craig Kimbrell has 34. Giovanni Gallegos and Kirby Yates are tied for second best with 33. ERA leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 2.32. Kenta Maeda second lowest with a 2.35, and Aaron Savali third lowest with a 2.63. In the National League, Walker Buehler has a 2.10, the lowest. Marcus Semien the second lowest at a 2.23, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 2.50. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda and Gio Gonzalez have allowed the least amount with 9. In the National League, Marcus Stroman has allowed the least amount with 7. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has 4, which is the most. Garrett Cole with 3, and Jake Odorizzi with 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5 complete game shutouts this year. Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Merrill Kelly, and Walker Buehler all tied for second best with 2. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has the most at 166, Lucas Giolito the second most with 153, and Jake Odorizzi third most with 148. In the National League, Steven Strasburg has the most with 166, Clayton Kershaw second best with 151, and Aaron Nola third best with 148. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 4, Garrett Cole 3, Jake Odorizzi and Aaron Savali are at 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom's at 5, Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler tied for second best with 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyun-Jin Ryu has 142 innings recorded. In the National League, Aaron Nola has 141 innings recorded. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has allowed 23, which is the least. In the National League, Brett Anderson has allowed the least with 24. Whip leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 104, Masahiro Tanaka second lowest at a 109, Hyun-Jin Ryu also at a 109, but slightly higher than Tanaka's. He's third on the list. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has the lowest at a 104, Steven Strasburg the second lowest at a 106, and Clayton Kershaw the third lowest at a 108. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the highest at a 3.7, Masahiro Tanaka second highest at a 3.3, and Shane Bieber third highest at a 2.8. In the National League, Jacob deGrom's at a 3.8, Aaron Nola is at a 3.5, and Steven Strasburg is at a 3.3. Batting war leaders in the American League, DJ LeMahieu the highest at a 5.8, Francisco Lindor second highest at a 5.5, and Yohan Moncada third highest at a 5.4. And in the National League, Christian Yelich has the highest at a 6.8, Jonathan Villar second highest at a 6.2, and Marcus Semien also at a 6.2. He's good for third on this leaderboard. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, July the 18th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network.